Want to stop juggling spreadsheets, calendars, and a dozen apps just to run your rentals? Logify makes it easy. It's an all-in-one toolkit for hosts. Build a direct booking website, automate guest messaging, and keep all your channels in sync. Running your rental business your way has never been simpler. And for Good Morning Hospitality listeners, you can get 20% off any yearly plan with code GMH20. Just check the link in the show notes to get started today.
Welcome to Good Morning Hospitality, your one-stop shop for the latest news, noteworthy trends, and thought-provoking discussions across the industry. From hotels to short-term rentals to all things travel and hospitality, you'll find each episode equips you with the information that you need to start your week. Join us on Good Morning Hospitality every Wednesday, wherever you get your podcasts. Well, good morning.
Good morning, Sarah. Great to see you today.
Thank you, Steve. I know we're a little bit late, by the way, for people that are joining us. Forgive the technical difficulties.
I'm saying what it was, ladies and gentlemen. We keep it professional here. We
do.
show up. Sarah was in bed 11 minutes ago, and we text her, and look at how she rolls out of bed. This is how she rolled out of bed. Looking great. This is Sarah. Always A+.
OMG. By the way, what I kind of laugh about this whole moment, I have not overslept for something in years. But it does remind me of, oddly enough, the good old morning shifts when I worked at a hotel. It was 7 a.m. and I am notorious for burning the candle at both ends, and every so often
it would happen.
So
I've never seen. It's been almost a year of us doing this. I've never seen you late. You're always on time. So you get a pass today. We won't mark this down as an official tardy, and you're okay.
I always like to say I have a 7-minute grace period, and I think I actually hopped on behind the scenes before 7 minutes.
You did. Very professional. Take it.
God. Yeah, take it. Oh my gosh. So anyway, with that being said, good morning, everyone, or afternoon, or wherever you are, and let us know where you are joining us from. This is it's good to be here.
Yeah, it's been a great week. I love that I haven't seen you as busy this week. You've been at home, so that's good to see that you haven't been traveling the world. Maybe some time to recharge. I had a busy week. We talked about my event last week. It went great.
How did your event go? How many people ended up showing up?
Well, we had 100 tickets, which we sold out of, and then I had to open up another 30. So we had 130 people show up. It was amazing. That's great time. So I think we may have to take it to the next level here. We're going to see what we do, but we continue going.
Yeah, you do. Dude, that's awesome. Congrats.
Yeah. So thank you for everyone that showed up. We had people that watched this show that were there.
Nice.
The podcast that follow both of us on LinkedIn. So It was cool to see people come in. And, I still have to learn when people feel like they know you from being online and then you meet in real life. I'm still adjusting to that. So for all of you that were there and I didn't know your face right away, still come up and say hello. I want to make sure I say hello.
Oh my gosh, of course, come up and say hello. Yeah, that is always an adjustment, but it's also really great to bring a face to maybe the name of somebody that shows up constantly on the show, things like that. So yeah, never be shy. Definitely come up. And then also say that you tune in regularly, and also send a note on here during the live stream. So I think that's great.
So it was a lot of fun. So thank you for all you that came out.
That is awesome. Nice round of applause. Yeah, I just did that.
In the round.
Yeah, that's cool.
Where's your energy drink? Let's get her in there.
Oh, my energy drink is here. We're good.
All right, I'll have some Biscayne coffee.
Alani.
Let's go.
Cool. Well, it's been an interesting week. I have not necessarily been traveling, but I feel like my brain has been traveling because I've had clients all over the world. So every day I'm speaking to a concierge in different parts of the country as well as the world. So it's been I feel like even though I'm at home, all my work has me everywhere else right now. So that's kind of fun.
I love it. Where are your clients traveling to right now? Is there any fun spots?
Oh, well, we had London. We have Napa. We've got Washington, D.C. And then possibly in a few weeks, Sardinia. We're just
Ooh,
figuring out. Yeah.
nice mix of everything.
I know. It's pretty cool. So we'll see.
I like it. I like it. I didn't want to go to New Orleans. If anyone out there listening, I want to make like a last minute trip to New Orleans before the summer's over.
Ooh,
My kids, we
Nolan.
watched a movie about having beignets, so we want to go get some real beignets.
You know what? This is a great time to go. It is, we'll tell you, it is extremely hot.
Miami hot. We're ready.
I feel like it's a little bit more than that.
It's more
I feel
jungle
like
hot.
it's a little bit, yeah, it's a little bit steamier. But I also feel, and I could be wrong on this, but I also feel like because of that, you actually might be able to get some good rates there. So good on you.
Let's do it. Last minute trip. I'm gonna make it happen.
Yeah.
Keep everyone updated.
Exactly.
Well, we got some great topics this show. I
Yeah.
like the ones that we've got to talk about today. Should you take us there?
Yeah, and let me take you there. I feel like that's a song. Anyway,
I think so.
that is a song, but we're not going to sing it. Yeah, our first topic today, we're going to talk about the all-inclusive resort market. It's reaching new heights. I mean, we've talked about this a couple times over the past few months, that really the all-inclusive market has been growing, but it really is continuing to grow pretty significantly. And it's interesting because it's also kind of changing a bit. It's become more of an elevated experience. And that's what travelers are looking for. They're looking for more high quality inclusives. And those are really kind of like changing the business. Maybe people that wouldn't traditionally opt for all inclusive because they're like, no, are doing that because they've sort of raised their standard, so to speak. You've got some that they're moving away from like the buffet style meals and doing more a la carte options. I've seen that in many of the all inclusives I've been to. And even like elevating like the drink packages or the access to different types of alcohol, which is great. So I'm loving seeing this. So top shelf offerings definitely, and then things that are a little bit more specific and unique because travelers want things really catered to themselves. Better nightlife options, entertainment, and on-site amenities. So it's great to see.
I think it's cool. Do you think that the cruise ship is having an impact on this? Because there's a lot more people traveling cruises, and I like that. I have everything there. I don't have to worry about really spending more money other than drinks sometimes. Like, do you think that has an impact, or is this just that people like this now? Like, we're all right, I have one price. I don't have to worry about all these other fees. I can relax when I go to this resort. What do you think it is?
So I think it's a combination of that. I think cruise lines have sort of maybe opened people's minds to, oh, there are different ways that you can cruise, aka, and have these experiences. But I really think back from the pandemic, all inclusives, that's where all inclusives really started booming because people just wanted like a one-stop shop, whether they didn't want to go out to extra places or whether they were being very budget conscious and they really wanted to pay that one price. Also, more multi-generational trips are happening. So people are really going out with their entire family. And I mean, I actually have friends right now that they're planning something for November, and it's going to be for somebody's parents. And they've like, well, we need something that's great for all the kids and that. And they're probably going to be a group of 20. And so, we're exploring those options that'll be great for everything from the grandparents in their 70s to, they've got kids ranging from 6 months to 12 years old. So all inclusives can be great for that.
Yeah, I like it. When I go to a resort, I like staying in the bubble of that resort.
Yeah.
Unless I'm there for a long time. But if I'm just there for a weekend, I like being in the bubble of it, having everything there. But you're always paying, and it's always, you have to sign. What did I sign for? How much was this? And you can't get that extra drink. But if it's all included, I love it. I got to start it. I wish there was more in the United States, but the pricing model just doesn't work here yet. They're starting to pop up a little bit in the Florida Keys. There's one. Kind of doing okay, but there's not really too many others. So I'm curious to see how it starts going.
I don't think I mean, that's a really good point. There aren't many here. And I didn't actually sit and think through why there aren't, but so yeah, talk to us about that. The pricing model just doesn't really work.
I mean, I was at a hotel where it was transitioning out of doing it. So the Eden Rock here in Miami Beach, no one really knows this, but for like a period of 6 months, they tried to become an all-inclusive, and it became a disaster because they didn't have the rules in place to really manage menu costs and beverage costs. So all of a sudden, it's like, yeah, it's all inclusive, but they still had high-end liquor on the bars, and they still were serving filet mignons and steak and lobster and all these things that are on a normal menu. And they just got crushed because you would call from like room service, like, give me one of everything. Right. And they would send it up.
Gosh.
Right. And so when I got there, and you need a different kind of labor structure, and it's a different model of doing it, to where like, all right, I know Sarah's coming with 4 people. So we know we have 5 people coming. It wasn't like that. It was like, all right, I know Sarah's coming. How many people is she bringing? And so they didn't have it set up the right way. So it was just like a free for all. So I think there's ways to do it. But it's expensive, I think, to do it in the U.S. because of the labor and the cost of food and the cost of beverage. It might be a little more high price, but maybe you pay that higher price and you pay $3,000 for a 3-night stay, and you get a nice menu and mix of beverages. But yeah, it didn't really work very well. And so I think a lot of people have tried and not made it. I just think that there's a creative way to do it because it's 2 different business models.
Yeah, it would definitely have to be a higher price point for sure.
Yeah, because in this model, it's you pay for your room. The room includes the beverage, the food. Okay. Steve, as a food and beverage director, you get $30 per person on the property. That's how that all-inclusive works.
Oh, wow.
When you order. But in a hotel where we work now, it's upsell as much as you can. Make as much money as you can from that person. Upsell the water, upsell drinks, upsell dessert. Make as much as you can before they leave.
Water. The amount of money we spend on water is wild.
Listen, that's my number one.
Yeah.
It's not good for the environment. Maybe we can figure out a new solution here. But as part of the current business model, that's what servers are taught to do. As soon as you sit down, would you care for sparkling or still?
I had a friend in town this past week, and we had the awesome opportunity to go to a bunch of different restaurants, and we would order sparkling water every time. And it is just like, in my mind, I mean, whatever, it's part of the dining experience. It's fine. But $10, and I know how much that bottle of water costs. You know,
less than $1. But Lou is saying it right. Just what we were talking about. Cruises. He likes going on the cruises. Me too. It's easy. I know what I'm spending up front.
Yeah,
and I don't have to worry too much. So I would love to do some more of that.
Exactly. Yeah. No. I mean, I think it's always good when people have an idea that it's like, should you want to pay a little bit more for XYZ, you can. So
the 2 big upsellers in food and beverage: bottled water, and then the banquet wines. So like the house banquet wine is usually $5.99 a bottle, and we sell them for $48.50. So if you're planning any big events, just know that you have some room potentially to negotiate.
Beverages are definitely like,
it's a big moneymaker.
It is a big moneymaker. And I'm not a big drinker. And I know that when I go out to dinner, it's the bill looks very different when we don't drink versus when we do drink. And I'm like,
half price.
Oh, yeah, exactly. That's a different experience. All right. So let's talk a little bit about AI. There's the whole buzz. Obviously, we're fans of AI here. It's useful tools, but in the hospitality industry, obviously people get nervous. The hospitality industry has been getting nervous about anything technology related forever.
Yes.
Forever. It's like, oh my gosh, what are we going to talk about? Will it replace people? Calm down. But there was a recent sort of like roundtable with a couple of different individuals from the industry. And the big sort of feedback is the hotel industry will still remain a people business despite the rise of AI. AI is a tool. AI, each property, each brand is going to probably use it in a little bit of a different way, but it's a tool to streamline processes as opposed to replacing people. And right now, I think it's like a reminder for hotels to still keep investing in your people. Just because you're exploring AI or other technologies, it doesn't mean that you've given up on your staff. You can't do that.
No, I agree. But I'm a big believer in it. And I was part of a panel on Thursday. I was invited up. It was general managers and HR directors of Miami and Miami Beach hotels.
Oh, nice.
So there's about 50 people in that room. And when this topic came up, the room was like split in half. I even asked, I was like, raise your hand if you're using this every day. And it was split right down the middle, 50% using it every day, the other 50% not using it. And it wasn't really based on age. It was more based on the corporate structure of what they're allowed to do and what the hotel companies are saying they can and cannot do.
Yeah.
But I said, they were like all freaked out. That's more customer facing. Like, I don't want to talk to a robot when I check in. I said, it's not about that. It's about someone like me. I was an executive at a hotel that got burnt out, right? I then had opportunities to go do something else because the internet allowed me to reach more people, because I can make money with a podcast, because I can consult online. All this technology allows me to do great stuff. This technology can help you too, because I don't have to sit back there and make a schedule for 55 people and worry about all their days off. I can plug all those things in and it'll spit out a schedule that works. And when payroll is happening and I got to figure out a payroll problem, I can use that tool to help me. There's all these things in the back of the house that can work just to make it so I can get back on the floor and not be hiding in an office like half of the managers do every day with all this busy work that they can scoot through real quick.
Yeah. So much busy work. No, for sure. I mean, that's such a great example, because there are so many ways that it can be. It's streamlining. How can you simplify the day to day? I mean, I know that there's things that I should lean into it more for certain projects that I work on. Steve and I talk about it all the time. Steve's like, "Are you using AI for that?" I'm like, "No, not yet."
Yeah.
So I get it. Like it changes hard. It's challenging. The industry has always been a little bit resistant, but then you also have some people that are almost overly adopting things. Understandably so, because it's like, okay, well, we need to make sure that we're completely covered, regards to labor. And it's like, okay, but I mean, still this notion of you still invest in your people. Like it has to be number one.
But I think this is ways to do it too, because you're going to have all these extra hours available to people to use, because there's certain things that used to take me a week, right? To go through all the reviews of every customer, find that review, connect it to the check that they spent to see like what they were upset with. And now I just gave an example to a hotel. I said, all right, let me see all your reviews. We're going to plug it in here. Show me the top 3 trends of complaints of the guests. Here they are. Create me an action plan that's monthly, weekly, and daily for the servers, bartenders, hosts, and bussers. And it gave me specific things to do for every single one of them in a minute, which would have taken hours to make all that stuff.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God.
So
no, totally.
That's where I want people to see. It's like, that's what the tools are for, not to answer the front desk messages and the text that everybody has now. Like, yes, you could, right? But I think you save that time, invest it back in, and people will use it. So I see Lou saying the challenge is to keep AI as a useful tool without the structure has been under 40 years in astrophysics experiments. So look, I see that. What I didn't like to see is that it gets used, because the people who are using it are way more successful. I'm able to do 10 times more things for my clients now than I was before. And so I can help more people. Yeah,
no, it definitely is useful. And I again, so agree. I was in a meeting yesterday and, we were even talking about a tool that you and I use, and somebody else brought up, oh, you surely use Opus AI, for example. And I'm like, sure do, you know, and that's a little video editing software that's great for posts, but as well as podcasts and things. So it's, everybody's dabbling in that.
And Can I give you another thing that I did for the book? Oh, didn't write my book, but I was having a challenge getting the opening chapters going, or opening chapter. And I said, you're my ghostwriter. I want you to interview me for this type of book. Here's the themes of the book, and here's what I want to cover. Ask me questions and I'll speak to you. So I had my microphone on. I responded to ChatGPT as if it was interviewing me. Took that inner thing. It's all right. Now give me some opening chapter ideas. And I had some beautiful stuff just like that.
That is insane.
Yeah. Right. Because I would have paid somebody to do it.
Totally.
That's the people I worry about, because there's a lot of people now that are writers and content creators that might not be there. But if you can figure out how to use those tools and be faster, go for it.
Oh, completely. That is a very useful tip. Look at you always just dropping knowledge bombs as far as like useful.
Try to be value to people here. More to you. I want to make sure I'm value to you every Wednesday.
You bring so much value. So much value. Oh my God, crazy. All right, let's go ahead and talk about some travel topics here.
Let's do it.
Virgin Voyages has announced a new partnership with SoulCycle. Love
Cool.
Love those two brands. This is super cool. So Virgin Voyages, they're partnering with SoulCycle. For those that don't know, it's a spin class, like a indoor cycling studio. They're known for their big vibe. They're really big and music centric. And they are, I think that's called, they're doing an initiative called Seize the Ride.
Ooh,
Ah ha ha.
nice. I
So
like that
cute.
marketing term. Good job.
Yeah. Oh, totally, totally. So, they're trying to get some of their riders to maybe win a chance to go on a cruise. But then they're also Virgin Voyages will be popping up at 15 different SoulCycle locations throughout the summer. It's cool. I love it when two brands get together and they just kind of like come up with something creative.
Yeah, this is fun. And now is Peloton dropping off? Is SoulCycle going to start taking over? I still have my Peloton, but I like seeing these two brands team up. I see the Virgin Voyage cruise ship outside my office and outside my building every day. I've not been on it yet.
I have.
I know you have. I've seen your pictures there.
You're like, I know. Wow, you were so
I know. I'm bummed out because they don't allow kids. And so I haven't left our kids yet back on a vacation. I'm about to figure it out. But what is it that you like about this? Because you're athletic, you work out, you go on trips. Would you use this?
Oh, totally. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, I like to stay as active as I can while I'm working out. I mean, sometimes I can't. But I think it's great. I think it's great when you've got two brands that have such great brand identity. Because both Virgin, or certainly Virgin Voyages, as well as SoulCycle, have very strong brand identity. And if you look at it, just from a marketing perspective, their demographics overlap. Yeah. And I love that they played into that. They're not taking away from each other. They're just enhancing it. They're going to have some of their famous instructors on some of the different sailings. Like, it's bringing a whole new world to it. I mean, I don't know if I would choose that sailing based on, I'm going to go because so-and-so is going to be teaching. Yep. But like, if I was on, I would be like, yo, we're going to do this the whole time. This is great. So I think it's exciting. It's a fun way to maybe reach a new demographic. And they're playing with that. I mean, both of those companies have great marketing tactics and do a really fun job, and they're playful. So it's cool to see.
Yeah, I've never been to SoulCycle class. I have them all around me. But since I got the Peloton, I haven't gone, but I would like to. I've heard so many good things. There's like devout people who go all the time, multiple times a week. So I think that's great for when you're getting on the cruise ship, if you're one of those people. And to try something new. Like, I would try it. Be like, oh, I do like it. Let me go find a local one.
What they do is they really are good at building community around their brand. And it's interesting because I just did an interview yesterday that'll be out in a couple weeks. And I'm speaking to somebody who owns a bunch of big restaurants, and or like iconic restaurants. And it's about building community. And SoulCycle definitely does that. It be like, you go, like, you become like friends with the people in the class. Like, you become friendly with the instructor. Like, you choose the instructor because, they're really hard. It's a really good workout every time. Or, they've got the best music. Like, it becomes something that you become part of that community. And then similarly with Virgin, like, it's either your style or maybe it's not. But like, if it is, you're like, I want to be around other people that are into this vibe. So I don't know. I think I like that.
I dig it. I think it's super cool. I'm all about building the community up. I think those are the brands that win because you're not going to leave.
Well, and you know it most. I mean, you are really, really good at this. And even in all of your, creative suggestions, from business ideas to marketing ideas, whatever, like, you get it. So these brands they're fun. They're fun.
I like it.
That they're doing that.
Can I tell you something I didn't tell anybody yet?
What?
I can't tell you where, but I got hired to do marketing for a company. And so now I'm dabbling for a company and leading their team. And like, here's what it should look like. And here's how you build this thing up. And here's how you go. They've been in business for a while. So let's see if I can help. More to come on that. But I like these stories. So
that's great. Oh, by the way, I have to do a quick shout out to Robert Watson. Robert Watson is over at the Willard Intercontinental in Washington, D.C.
Oh my gosh, a great hotel.
Lake Claydor icon. Yes, you are, Robert. Yes, you are.
I love that
Fantastic.
hotel. I
So
gotta stop by and say hello. I was there in
you definitely do.
December, but we walked right through. I wish I would have known Robert.
You should have. No, definitely. So add the Willard Intercontinental Washington, D.C. to your list. And go say hi to Robert. He's amazing. Thank you, Robert, for
Next
joining
visit.
Yes, I love it. Okay, so our kind of like last little like travel topic here, extreme heat. So extreme heat has been impacting so much of the US, and there's talks on how it could actually impact air travel. And I thought this was really interesting because I don't know that I necessarily thought about how extreme heat could impact air travel. So just this last week, Palm Springs, for example, was 124 degrees. Just a cool 120. That is hot.
Crazy.
Nearly 50%. I feel like I'm now turning into a meteorologist. Nearly 50% of Americans are under heat. And nearly 50. Wait, here we go. Nearly 50% of Americans. Yeah. That's the map. Oh gosh. All right. We need to clearly practice this before we go live. Nearly 50% of Americans are under heat advisories for this week. And so the question is, does it make it too hot for an airplane? Like, how does extreme heat impact airplanes? And I thought this was fascinating because it does. I mean, the air molecules change, which changes everything. How the hotter air makes it actually more difficult for planes to attain a lift. This was interesting. I don't know how much
into physics now.
Yeah.
Where's ChatGPT? Explain this to me like a third grader. That's what I need right now.
No, but look, I mean, the number one thing that the FAA says that causes flight delays is weather, because that's the one thing that they really can't control. So whether it is, but we associate that with, thunderstorms or, snow, hail, ice, whatever, but also extreme heat. And so what they're trying to do is basically install new sort of surface surveillance technologies at airports around the nation that they can sort of help just enhance the safety and enhance efficiency, especially when it comes to operating on their runways.
Yeah, because here's the quote from Embry-Riddle University in Daytona Beach, which is where they have a nice flight school. When air is hot, it becomes less dense due to air molecules spreading out. Hot air is thin air. While this reduces the lift on which planes rely for takeoff, making an impact on the engine thrust, which can cause issues during takeoff. So look at that. We all learned something new. So if it's very spicy outside, you may not be taking off.
When it's spicy. But
Lou's saying it's 112, like it feels like in Charleston yesterday. Oof. I just got that today here in Miami, where we have a heat advisory. So my kids are in camp; they can't go outdoors today.
Oh wow!
Bummer for all the kids in camp down here. So yeah, it's getting hot. But I saw on a different note, as I watch my CBS Sunday morning shows, like one of my little treats during Sundays, I become an old man, they have travel to Death Valley. People are traveling to Death Valley to see the hottest temperatures on record, because it was hitting like 140, I think is what they were showing temperature. So people are like in the building getting ready to have the air turn way down, then they step out and you see these crazy temperatures, and it's like being in a sauna, because the saunas run from that temperature.
It's
so
totally
people are just sitting out there. And then it was interesting to see how many people from around the world are just traveling to go to Death Valley to say, man, it's hot outside.
Yeah, it's wild to just like have that experience. I mean, I guess it depends on where you're from, but when it's like that toasty,
it's hot. I go in the sauna. I can do 20 minutes, 25 maybe at that temperature, but that's hot out there.
But then it just impacts. Yes, obviously it impacts people, and that's the most important thing. But I think about building structures, like what's been used
cars sitting out there, everything.
Yeah,
pets, animals. It is nuts. What is Jim saying? Death Valley at this time of year? That's masochistic.
I love it.
I think so. People just want to say, I've been to the hottest place on the planet, and that's where I'm going.
That's wild. I don't know if I need to do that.
New story, but I see people hiking in this temperature too and dying. Like, I'm going to go out for a hike because I'm going to be healthy, but then they'd never come back. So I just, please, stay indoors.
I can't believe you.
But that's what's happening. Like, I just read the news article this morning. 3 people dead in Utah because they went out for a hike in extreme heat.
It is so hot in Utah, and I have actually been right around this time. hiking in Utah, and you don't mess around with that. You
Yeah,
don't. Like we had some difficulties with our group at that time, and I remember getting so annoyed because I was like, what are we doing? What are we trying to prove? Like, why are we like, no.
Well, it's like when
Stay
people
safe.
kind of climb Everest, like, why? Because it's there, right?
Okay.
So
Because it's there. Okay.
that's the quote. Like, it's
Whoa,
there.
okay.
Good to go.
Darwin Award going strong this summer.
Stay
This
indoors,
is true.
people. Drink some
This
water.
is true. All right. Well, it is now time for our real-time recap. We started a little late, but I want to be mindful of the time here. What have you seen out happening in the world of hospitality in the
What have
past?
I seen? Well, I was lucky enough to go to dinner at the Ritz-Carlton South Beach last night at Jose Andres' Zatina restaurant.
Oh my gosh, I love that restaurant.
It was
Yes.
very good. We had a tasting menu, and I just want to say the servers, sometimes it's hard to do a nice tasting menu for multiple people, and the server there, Michael, did a great job, was very nice, knowledgeable about all the wines that came with the meal, knew it inside and out. So a great job by the Ritz-Carlton's Zatina restaurant here in South Beach.
So good. So good. I'm definitely partial to that restaurant just because they have a lot of Lebanese items on the menu, being half Lebanese. And I love Jose Andres. So I'm a big fan. He's just funny. He's great. He's and what he does for the community. So that's cool. I love that you had a good experience.
Yeah, a great dinner last night.
So speaking of chef related experiences, went to a restaurant over the past week in Los Angeles, and it was interesting. So I'm not going to say the name, even though I could. It wasn't great. So first of all, automatic 20% gratuity. Fine.
South Beach style. Yeah.
I don't mind that because I will almost always do that. But it was interesting to see how it then impacted service. Took them forever to come and greet and to even ask if we wanted water. Then the thing that was interesting, I don't eat pork, and we wanted to just do a burrata dish just without the pork, just no prosciutto. No big deal. No menu modifications. Cool. All right. And it wasn't a difficult one. I was like, well, how's the prosciutto come? Like, maybe I can just, I'll be an easy guest. We can move it to the side. Oh no, it's all over the top. And it was funny because I was dining with another chef who was like losing his mind because it's like, are you kidding me? That's a classic case of the chef being like, no, you are only going to have my menu items how I serve them, with no regard to who the guests are. And I thought that was it's a very old model of thinking.
Yes.
I mean, I get it. Like,
was this a Michelin style restaurant?
No, but it's definitely no, it's not.
I can get that. It's like, all right, I don't want there's more art when you go to those places.
Sure, that I understand. But when it's like, this is like it's like a foodie brunch place. Like it's not rocket science.
That's just the management and ownership. You gotta lean in.
We were doing grilled peaches and burrata, and we didn't want prosciutto on the top. Like, is that really like no?
Yeah. Unless they pre-made everything.
Ooh, no.
To save on time, because I've seen some people do that with popular dishes. They pre-make them and then they're sat back there in the fridge and waiting to go out.
Oh gosh, no, that is not the case at this restaurant. Okay. But yeah, so it's just an interesting reminder of when you've got maybe whether it's a chef or whether it's management that's so focused on this is the experience that they're going to provide, that they lose track of the fact that with hospitality we have to be malleable. Yeah. I mean, so yeah.
And Kelly mentioning, interesting, is becoming more and more common with restaurants auto applying 20%, regardless if it's table of 1 or 20. See, I grew up down here in Miami Beach. It just had to become a thing because we had so many international tourists that they don't tip, right? And so then all of a sudden you have a server making $4 an hour who just sold, this happened to me, a $10,000 meal, expecting, all right, I just going home with a ton of money now. Yeah. And there is no tip. And I remember I would have to go, sir, it's customary in the United States to leave gratuity of this to this, get pissed off about the whole thing. So that's really, that's why on South Beach they started adding the 20% to every check.
Oh, that totally makes sense. And I don't necessarily mind it. What they did do that was good. So I'm not completely, when they did deliver the check, the gentleman, when he delivered it, he was like, oh,
Told
and
you.
just to be mindful, he was very clear. A 20% gratuity has already been added versus where I was yesterday. I was at a hotel bar restaurant. And when they gave us the menu or the receipt, we had to review to make sure, and 20% was already added, but they didn't address it.
Yeah, they want a little extra.
And I don't think that they were doing it in any sort of, I mean, who knows? But it was just like, I do. If you're going to add the 20%, just make sure that there's very clear language that when it's being dropped at the table, that everybody knows that charge has already been added, because then that's when it becomes super cheeky.
Yeah, that's also part of, I think, the Forbes standards too, to let people know if there's anything included on the bill. If you're doing that, anyhow, we're getting to the details here.
We are getting into the details. We're getting into the nitty gritty weeds. Okay, cool. Let's get to our hospitality quote of the day before we wrap up. This is another Danny Meyer. I don't know that we had done this one before.
No, we haven't done this one. I haven't seen this one.
Okay, cool. Oh, good. Do we have it here? Should I add it? Let me see if I can add it.
Why don't you read it? And we can just.
It's a long one here. So hospitality is present when something happens for you. It's absent when something happens to you. So two simple prepositions, for and to, express it all. And I like that.
I like that very much. When something's happening for you, right? Anticipating the needs you've got there. I really love that. And just anything in life, right? Sometimes we get caught up in what we're doing and just changing the word, like, oh, I have to do this versus I get to do this. I do that a lot now, right? So like, oh, I have to go to this meeting. Like last night, I didn't really want to go to dinner. Like, I have to go. And then I caught myself. No, I get to go to this amazing restaurant with these cool people and a great setting. So I think it's just all about how we look at certain things, especially with hospitality. Yeah.
Oh, wait. So hold on. We had to mention. So Kelly mentioned here, this is interesting. Same experience last night, but the server said 20% has been added, but I only get 13. Okay.
Ooh, so that's a service charge. So I know the difference here. So service charge is collected by the establishment and they can do what they want with it. And so they may collect 20%, take that 7 to give some to the kitchen, some to the hostess, maybe even keep some for the house, while they only get a little bit to the server.
Which I understand, but I also hopefully she didn't offer up that information.
Sounds like she did, or Kelly would never have known. I only get 13%. So if you can leave,
I think that's a bold move for the server to say that. I mean, I get it, but it's like, I get it.
That's soliciting a tip, which is not allowed either in a lot.
Yeah, that's not into it. Yeah, and obviously, tipping is a whole thing. But invest time, not spend time. I love that, Suzanne. Hi, Suzanne. Thanks for joining us. So yeah, this is interesting.
We covered a lot of things today here.
Yeah, we did. And some good healthy topics. So, well, this is great.
Yeah, and now we know that you can roll out of bed right into a show. So we don't have to worry about this ever. I think you did a fantastic job today.
Yes. For those that might have missed the start of this, I did wake up late today, and I think I asked for 10 minutes. And was I 10 minutes or was I a little bit less than 10 minutes? I think it was 8 minutes.
You were right on. You got ready in 8 minutes. So this is how she wakes up, everybody. So take a look at Sarah. Drink it in.
Oh, goodness. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Oh, fun time. So
I wish your mom was on today. Where's your mom today? I want to see what she would have to say about
this. She would have just laughed. She would have, oh, goodness. But that's what we do. We appreciate it. So there we go. What good show this week. We're going to have another great show next week, I'm sure. I'll be on time.
I may have to come in a little later. I don't look like this. It takes a lot to look like this. Okay?
Stop. Oh my gosh. This is great. Well, awesome. As always, thanks to everybody. Oh, Suzanne, you're so sweet here. Now I'm getting embarrassed. We should wrap this
Show all these up here. Let's give Sarah's fans. Look at this.
Oh, God, you guys. Now I'm getting embarrassed. It's like, oh my gosh.
Yes, Suzanne. I got a lot of gel. I got to shave, moisturize this. We got a lot to do.
Yeah, well, here we go. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. More next week. In the meantime, don't forget to subscribe, share this with friends, Thank you, as always, for commenting. We live for the live interaction and more next week.
All right. We'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Want to stop juggling spreadsheets, calendars, and a dozen apps just to run your rentals? Logify makes it easy. It's an all-in-one toolkit for hosts. Build a direct booking website, automate guest messaging, and keep all your channels in sync. Running your rental business your way has never been simpler. And for Good Morning Hospitality listeners, you can get 20% off any yearly plan with code GMH20. Just check the link in the show notes to get started today.